Coming up on the Rawder Kidula Show.
My mother sat us down the day she was leaving home. She told us, today I'll not come back. And my mom is going to watch this.
Yes.
She told me, I'm going with your brothers and sisters. You have to stay because you have to finish school.
Okay.
I told my mom, why me? Why?
Why?
She said, you have to finish your secondary school.
This is the Rodah Kidula Show.
Hey there and welcome back to the Rodah Kidula Show. Thank you so much for your support and for being part of this community. I just enjoy bringing you these conversations that inspire you, inspire your families, inspire your careers, inspire your marriages for the glory and honor of God. My name is Rodah Kidula Kedaha. I am a child of God, born again and excited about doing this. So if you've never subscribed to this channel or even commented, today is that day. Please let me know what you think about the show so far and especially about today's conversation. And today I am honored to be having an international guest who is visiting Kenya while living here. And there's so much that we're going to talk about his life today. And I'm so excited because I've read his book and I've had conversations with him as well. But first, I just want you to hear his voice as he says his name. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, hello. I am so grateful to be here, and it's a great opportunity to have this conversation today.
Please tell us your name.
My name is Patrick Efinda Kaso, and I'm a child of God, and I'm a proud Christian.
Amen.
And I want to inspire.
Amen.
And I want to inspire first my home, my children, my wife, and I am so grateful for the opportunity God has given us to be able to be a role model for the society.
Wow.
That's Patrick Efinda.
Yes, and if you've noticed, his English is French.
Yes.
So, and he's mentioned that he's married. How long have you been married?
20 years this year. Since May this year, 20 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We need to know a secret or two.
I need to give all credit to her.
Oh.
Yes.
We will get there. Let's not. This story begins in Bukavu, right? In
so
the Democratic
I'm born in Bukavu.
Republic of Congo.
Yes.
Let's start it.
I'm born in Bukavu.
Yes.
In 1973. And when I was a baby, my family moved. And when we went to live in Lubumbashi.
Lubumbashi.
Yes.
We are still in Congo.
We are still in DRC. And we are still in the eastern part.
Okay.
Then I did my primary, secondary school there. And then I moved back to university in Bukavu, where I was born.
Where you were born.
So I don't know why my dad did that, but there was a secret behind it. My grandfather used to live there.
Okay.
But my grandfather migrated from western DRC to eastern DRC. He was a missionary, a Protestant missionary, and I am so grateful that my grandfather has prayed for years and years for someone like me.
Is he still alive?
No.
Oh, he
May
prayed for you.
Rest in peace. But I've watched him, I've listened to his prayers, and I'm so grateful. Prayers follows people.
Yes.
And his prayer, I've been able to contaminate the entire generation of his grandchildren.
Wow.
Yes.
Tell us about your upbringing, your family. How was it like?
So, if you ask me where is home in DRC, I will tell you home is Lubumbashi. That's where I feel home.
Yeah.
But I went to marry in the capital city. So, you know, as people of the counties,
village,
we are going back to the capital.
Yes.
And then we organize life from there. So I grew up in a very close family. Dad, mom, brothers and sisters.
How many?
We are 6. 3 brothers and 3 sisters. I studied very particularly in a Catholic system, but I'm a Protestant.
Okay.
So it's a good combination of someone, a Christian,
Yes.
who has a different doctrine, and then is studying a little different doctrine. Even to university, I went to a Catholic university. So I grew up in a very middle-class society environment, and it was a nice city, and very intellectual people, close to the border with Southern Africa. So this means English was not new where I used to grow up, because people used to speak English, the English for Africa.
Yes.
But I was able also there in Lubumbashi to be baptized and start my journey with Christ.
How was your childhood like?
I was playing a lot.
Oh.
Yes.
You look
after
like
school,
an introvert now.
I'm told I'm a functional introvert, I don't know. But what I'm sure of is when I feel comfortable, we can have good conversation. When I'm not comfortable, I can keep quiet.
Okay.
I have no problem to keep quiet.
So you are a playful boy.
I was really on the ground. Football, games. I was a young boy. I just want to play.
A normal young boy. You talk a lot about your dad in the book and the lessons he taught you. Please tell us about that.
My dad was a man of integrity. Honesty, integrity, and transparency.
Yeah.
These three qualities of my dad. There are some aspects I was really astonished how he was navigating through. But when I look at those qualities, I used to look at him and think, will I be able to replicate that? But I realize with discipline, determination, and when you're serious with yourself, then you're serious with everything you're doing.
What are some of the ways like he used as a father to teach you integrity, responsibility?
Your word should not change. Whether the person who's in front of you listen to it or when he's absent. If you are able to repeat what you say when somebody is absent, and you can repeat it in his presence, then you are true with your word.
Okay.
Second, respect. If you cannot do something, say you cannot do.
Yes.
But don't pretend. Third, punctuality. My dad ate being late. And I think that one, I'm the same.
He's 30 minutes earlier.
I better go wait. And I don't want to start praying God that I'm late. You see what I mean?
Yes.
Yes. And the last one was education. For my dad, there was nothing which can match education.
Yes.
That's why he wanted me to become a lawyer. Because he had a court case and he won a court case. So from there, for him, my son should be a lawyer.
Yes.
So what I did when I went to university, I did 3 years of law. And then after that, I said, Dad, I'm sorry.
Oh. How did you say no to your dad?
I made him happy halfway. But then after, naturally, I was more inclined to do what I was feeling passionate about. My mom is a businesswoman, and I used to work a lot in a shop to help her with procurement, with replenishment, stock count. So supply chain management started there. I used to travel with my mom, and I used to do packaging for her. So I could pack a set of goods and items in any way of packaging you're giving me. She taught me how to do it.
How to pack.
So when I pack my luggage, it's difficult to smart me.
Wow. So your mother taught you business.
Yes.
And, you've mentioned that, and we have many parents who will watch, and they have hopes and dreams for their sons and daughters. I want my child to be a lawyer. I want my child to be a doctor. And you went to law school for 3 years and said no to follow your passion. So what would you advise such a parent?
It's two-way question. We have the new generation parent and we have our parents.
Yes.
So my daughter already says that I'm an old man. So I want to belong to my parent generation, but it's not possible.
Yeah.
But I think the moment a child's talent is detected or a gift is shown, it will be good for parents to support.
Yes.
So that they can put him in a proper framework.
Yeah.
If he likes playing music, let him play. If he likes singing, if he likes drawing, let's give the child the opportunity.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that will be a dead hero or a dead hero because he will have been thinking about it and is doing something what he doesn't like. So his full potential will not be shown.
With new generation parents, it's easier, right?
With new generation parents, already school put you in that framework.
Oh, yes.
You have a lot of sport, art, activity, extracurricular.
Yes.
So already the child comes back home with a list of what he has to do. So as a parent, you are almost like, okay, I have no choice. I send you to this school.
Yes.
So this is the package which comes with it.
Have you noticed that on your 3 children?
Yes.
Are you able to say, I know your gift and talent?
The best moment we have in the house is when we have lunch or dinner, and we always eat all of us together. When I'm home, then we have good conversation. For us to eat is not just food. There's a conversation around the sharing of the meal.
Yes.
So, and we talk, we joke. They enjoy me a lot because I always say that they think I'm their grandfather.
Oh.
So, and they ask me a lot of questions. I challenge them. We really have a good time. We used to have, in a country where we're living, every Friday we have home cinema.
Oh.
So every Friday evening we watch a movie.
Wow.
So we know that 4 weeks in a row, every person has to choose a movie the entire family will watch.
Wow.
So one of my son following, watching movies about animals and all these things. So I watch all dogs movies because he was looking at dogs, and I was like, Dad, is it nice? I said, no choice, I have to follow.
We have to watch it because he chose
and me, I put them watching investigation, special case.
Oh.
Then they're like, Dad.
Really? Really?
At least I don't put them watching a container movement or shipment moving or a flight.
Yes. Where your career lies. Now, I want us to take a journey through your career, because there's a statement you made that since you were employed, you've been jobless for?
36 hours.
36 hours?
Yes.
How many years ago?
15 years ago.
15 years ago?
Yes.
From your first job?
Yes.
How does that happen?
When God is there, all is there. How that occurred. When you are single, you have no obligation. You accept to work everywhere. But when God allowed me to meet the person I'm married to, Karen, after 7 months of marriage, she couldn't bear it alone to remain by herself, because when we got married, after less than a month, I left her. Oh. Because I went to work far from where she was at that time. So after 7 months, she said, Patrick, you have to come back. She was expecting our first child, and she wanted me to be part of it. Yes. So I told her, she had a very good job, and I sat and I said, okay, she is very precious to me. Yeah. This is the unique wife I have. Yes. I do not want anybody tomorrow to challenge me. So I prayed that I said, God, you go with me. Yeah. I gave my resignation. I talked to my boss first, my mentor, who is my mentor. Yeah. A very nice man. From our first meeting at work until today, we are together. I don't talk to him often, but every time we talk, I take something with. So you left your job? I quit my job, went back to the capital to live with, because I was working in a port. Yes. Yes, so handling containers and organizing the supply chain for containers and trucking. Yes. So I went back home and I told her, listen, I want to tell you and to demonstrate to you with action that you are not more worth than the job I'm having. To be with you, that's the most important.
What will we eat?
I prepared.
Oh, you planned for
we
it.
Could stay 1 year.
Yes.
I could remain jobless 1 year, and nothing will change in the way
your lifestyle will continue.
Affirmative.
Wow.
And faith is when you have nothing.
Yes.
So I had nothing. I didn't apply to look for another job. But I wanted first to go back home, pray with my wife, and ask God direction. God, we are together. Where are you taking us?
Yeah.
I came back home the day I resigned. And we sat. She was so happy. The smile, the look, the talk. We were only the two of us. So it was nice.
Yeah.
In few days, I was able to recover the absence of many months. Okay. So, day one, gone, 24 hours. I told her, listen, I have to meet someone, a cousin, downtown. Let me take a taxi because she used to go with the car to the office. She was working.
Yeah.
Before a maternity leave. Then I said, let me go downtown and I'll stop by your office, then we go back together. I left home around 10 a.m.
Yes.
She already left me, she went to work. And I took a taxi. You're parking the taxi, 3 people behind and 1 person in front, so 4 people. What was very funny, and I like the way God guides his children's way. I took the taxi. I didn't notice the passenger was in front of the taxi because I didn't think I would meet him there. I entered the taxi, 2-3 minutes on the journey, somebody just bent his back and his head. He just turned his head and said, Patrick, how are you? Oh. Then I said, oh, good morning, Chief, how are you? Oh, good. Well, you are here? I said, yes. We were in the capital city, in Kinshasa. You are here? I said, yes. He said, okay, where are you going? I said, I need to meet my cousin downtown and to have a chat. He said, okay. Can you drop off with me where I will drop off? We'll drop off so that we catch a little bit before you continue your journey.
Yes.
I said, yes. In the middle of the road, we drop off the taxi. Then we sat on the street along the way, just on the side of the street. He asked me, how is work? What are you now? What have you become? How is life? He wanted to catch up. Then I told him I resigned yesterday and I'm going to discuss with a cousin the time I started applying for a new job. He told me, how? So you're available? I said, yes. He said, okay, let's go. We went, where we dropped off, it was the street which was going to his office. We entered his office. He told the HR, you remember that vacancy of a logistic coordinator we are looking for?
Yes.
This is the logistic officer I never thought I would find on my journey coming to work. So please, run him through the test. If he succeeds the test, you know what to do.
Yes.
And of course,
you passed,
I passed the test. So we met at 10 something, okay? By 2 p.m. I had a new contract. Then my wife was waiting for me to come to tell her how was the journey. I didn't tell my wife anything because I think the emotion. I was still digesting what God did.
Yes.
I didn't look at the salary because if it was for the salary, I would not take that job. It was half of my salary. But I'm the same location where my wife is. This means we're gonna go out together, come back together,
home together.
I can't wait. So I went to take her, and we had a good conversation. Then, how was your day? Oh, my day was good. Then, on our way back home, I didn't say anything until we reached home. Then I told her we have to pray. Then I gave her the contract. Then we prayed.
And thanked God.
I remember in between, my friend came to pick me. So we went to pick her with my friend.
Yes.
And we prayed in the car first before praying at home.
At home.
Yes. It was just God's miracle.
Where did you get all this faith?
My grandfather and my grandmother. You know, people used to say that grandmothers, people say, yeah, shosho.
Yeah, shosho.
So the shosho, they spoil. My grandmothers, the best one.
Wow.
They have molded me, you know, like the potter.
Yeah.
Make sure that the clay takes form. That's what my grandparents did with me. They sharpen me, you know, like you sharpen your pencil.
Yeah.
To make sure that you put your best writing. That's what I got from my grandparents.
So from the time you were born to the time you got into your career and God is opening doors for you, what was your greatest challenge?
My greatest challenge was to not disappoint my mother.
Why your mother?
My parents divorced. I was 16. And I look at their journey. The divorce was not easy.
Oh, for you or them?
All of us. You know, divorce is a disruption.
Yes.
And I'll use a metaphor. We used to live, you see a plate, a tray?
Yes.
A tray which is very colorful tray.
Yeah.
But that tray color was not the real one. The first rain, the entire clay disappeared in our hand. The reality found us. And
what was this shiny tray? How was it like?
Challenging. Challenging because, you know, you have to accept, you know, when there's a disruption in a stability or in a situation, your first attitude is to accept.
Yes.
Once you accept, God helps you to take the second step. But if you don't accept, you're not moving. So I needed to accept that dad and mom will not be together anymore.
Did they tell you how?
My mother sat us down the day she was leaving home. She told us, today I'll not come back. And my mom is going to watch this.
Yes.
She told me, I'm going with your brothers and sisters. You have to stay because you have to finish school.
Okay.
I told my mom, why me? Why?
Why?
She said, you have to finish your secondary school. I was remaining with 2 years before finishing my secondary school. My mother said, you know, your education is very important.
Yes.
Let me take everybody else. They're going to continue the education. You have to finish with your dad. How do I accept? All my life I've lived seeing my
your
mother.
Your 5 siblings are going with your mother.
Yes.
You're remaining with your father.
Yes.
And when this conversation is going on, where is your father?
Very far from where we are, because he was in his errands.
Okay.
And when he came home, my mom was not there.
He only found you?
Yes.
How are those 2 years for a 16-year-old?
Can I really describe? I don't know. I don't know. You know, when you grew up in a city where you go to school with a driver, and then now you have to walk. You know, you used to send someone to buy bread.
Yes.
Then you have to go buy that bread. Then you realize this is the real life.
Yes, the reality.
We were living in an illusion. My dad was a big manager in a company.
Yeah.
So we used to think that we are the managers. You see? And,
you had everything. You had a driver.
Yes. And you appreciate life. So God, I told my dad before his passing, and I always tell my mom, your separation made me the man I am today. Because otherwise I don't think I will take initiative because I'm safe.
Yeah.
I'm home with dad and mom. I don't want to think much. But that disruption made me recollect myself, see the reality, and completely change the pattern of my life.
Yes.
And take the direction of the man I am today. And for which I do not want to negotiate to go backward.
How did you reconnect with your siblings after 2 years of disconnection?
Before going to university, we met.
Oh.
And it was so nice. But my sister was not there because my sister was already in Belgium.
Okay.
Yes. So passing through, we live in Belgium. I'm a Belgian citizen from DRC.
Okay.
Because of the law of Congo, you cannot entertain to citizenship. Mm-hmm. My sister was already in Belgium. Uh-huh. And I met with my sister later. After the separation, I met with my sister, I think 10 years later.
Ooh.
Yes, but we used to talk, discuss, but we met again almost 10 years later. I was like, I can't believe I saw her.
Yeah. Were you communicating these 2 years?
Yes, but at that time it was very funny because it's through somebody's telephone.
Oh,
I didn't have a mobile phone, so it's, the fixed phone, you have to talk. And me, I've been going through living houses by houses. I've been thrown like a ball, like this. You go live to place to play. When people don't like you, they send you somewhere else. So it was not easy.
When you were left alone?
Yes.
But you now went to live with your siblings and your mother?
Then I went to university.
Uh-huh.
I went to live with my grandparents.
Okay. Yes. How was it like?
Excellent.
Serious?
Yes.
Because they were spoiling you?
No.
No?
No. Let's say, the love, the care, the attention that I didn't have, I got it.
You got it from your grandparents.
However, the spoil wasn't around. There was no spoil.
Uh-huh.
There was discipline, there was schedule, and there was result required.
Wow.
Oh, yes, please.
Wow. I think you went through a lot at such a young age. Right?
Well, it's let me put it this way.
Yeah.
It has been a good journey.
It has been you don't regret. You thank God for the journey.
I'm grateful to God for that, but I will not take my children for that.
Yeah.
I've passed that way for them. They don't need to pass that way.
But that's way
I always tell my wife, I took matatus in this city for you.
Oh.
So you are not allowed to take a matatu.
She's not allowed? How did you end up in Kenya? You are from...
I'm from DRC.
DRC
now
to Belgium?
Citizen.
Yes.
And I landed here because war started in Eastern DRC.
Okay.
And my cousin was living here.
Uh-huh.
And in Parkland.
Uh-huh.
So the journey started from Goma to Nairobi. I took a Kamba bus.
Ooh.
And we came through the night bus. You leave DRC 11 p.m. You arrive in Nairobi next 2 days later in the afternoon.
Yes.
GPO. Here down to GPO, Akamba bus station, the bus terminal.
So you
GPO.
were actually running away from war?
My mother wanted to put me in a safe place.
Okay.
So my cousin was here, so here was stable. So I arrived here. My cousin was so nice with his wife. And I love them. They have made my stay here a blessing.
Yeah.
Through them, I met people to whom I'm really accountable.
Yeah. So what were
mother.
you doing? Oh, you have a Kenyan mother?
Yes, but I'm very, how can I say? She's so precious to me. So.
Wait.
I have a Kenyan mother.
When you came to Kenya, now what were you up to?
Thinking of how God is going to take me and where God is taking me. Why? I had 3 questions. How? When? And why?
How old were you?
22, 23.
Oh, yes. You were in campus.
I was 22.
But I'm thinking a 22-year-old in a foreign land.
And my journey was very short because I got a job from here and I went to work in Eastern DRC.
Oh, you went back to DRC?
I went back to DRC. I went back to Burundi and then Burundi I got a job in Uvira.
Uh-huh.
And my first contract was September 1997.
September 1997.
Since that day.
Up to now.
I was jobless 36 hours.
36 hours.
And now I need to prepare for my retirement because I think I've been in the space for long.
Really?
I've been working since 1997.
Yeah.
So
that is a long time.
It's almost 3 decades soon.
I would like to know how you met your wife. Your precious wife.
Unique.
By the way, this guy, when he starts talking about his wife, he just becomes someone else.
I want to give credit to her.
Yeah.
She trusted me. I was nothing.
Oh, when you met?
I had zero. She trusted the zero. Today we have one. I cannot let anyone take from her the one we have.
Wow.
Yes.
I still need to know how you met.
So I went to look for my friend who was
Where are we? In DRC?
in DRC capital city, Kinshasa. I had a friend in Kinshasa, and with whom we grew up in Lubumbashi. I went to look for my friend, and I knock at the door, and a lady comes and opened the door.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
That's your friend's house.
That's Karen house because my friend was my wife's cousin.
Okay. So
I
your
went
wife
to-
was hosting your friend?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So then the lady opened the door. Yes. Hey, how are you? I'm looking for Mike. Oh, Mike. Okay. Have a seat. That's it. But the moment I saw her, she opened the door.
Yeah.
I look at her. You know, like a flash?
Yes.
You get a flash in the face. Pop! Okay. I sat, then I asked my cousin, oh no, this is the house, I live here. Let me introduce you. Oh, this is Patrick, this is Karen. Okay. And what amazed me, she was very economical with conversation. And I went with my friend, we went to catch up because it has been a long way and many years we hadn't met.
Yes.
And months later, I tell her, I want to marry your cousin.
Months later?
Yes. You know what he told me? Man, from today and onward, if something goes wrong,
yes,
you will see me in your face. I got my first warning.
Yes.
So then I requested to have a conversation with her, and the conversation was I proposed to come and pick her from work. And then from her, we started the conversation. But I told her very clearly that, listen, I want to marry you. I do not want a relationship like this.
Yes.
I'm determined to marry you.
To marry you.
What is the process to follow? She made me wait for 7 months.
Good girl.
And the moment she said yes, and we introduced ourselves, and we are here.
You're here now, 20 years later.
And she's still unique until the first day when I saw her.
What makes you so proud of her? Even the way you talk about her in your book, she is so precious to you.
She has given me security.
What defines security?
You know, divorce creates insecurity.
Yes.
And when you rove between houses, between people, you really don't know who is with you and who is not with you. When we met, we started the conversation, I felt safe. And for that safety, I cannot trade it with anything.
What are some of the sacrifices she's made?
She has accepted to remain with the kids and herself and their journey, to allow me to go work very far from home for 10 years.
You did see each other for 10 years?
We used to meet, but she does the statistics. She's very good with that. Huh? She pack here, 2 months here, 2 weeks here, 10 days here, holidays here. It makes 7 years. Then if I want to be a little bit gracious, let's round it 10 years.
Wow.
Yes. She quit her job. I argued with her for weeks. She said, Patrick, for your good, let me quit my job, take care of the kids. God rewarded her and restored her years later.
Wow.
When she got a new job, I was so happy because for 6 years, she took care of so many details and so much attention for kids' education. Because I was not around. And, you know, every morning I look at her and I tell her, I will never disappoint you.
Is that realistic in marriage, not to disappoint someone?
I will not take weaknesses or bad mood or behavior. But I'm determined, and I've been determined for 20 years not to do anything which will hurt my wife.
Okay, yes, that is possible.
So that's what I call disappointment.
Yes, wow.
If anything I can do will hurt her, you will not see me part of it. Passing, every time I got a job or an opportunity, since few years now, which will separate me from my family, I refuse. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
I told her she's my best promotion.
Oh.
So work will never promote me.
Yeah.
More than the love she has for us.
So you've said no to jobs?
Yes.
To be with your family after that experience. What would you tell a couple that is going through that right now, working away from home?
If God is at the center of your union, your engagement from day one, He will never fail you. And remember, I told you, when God is there,
yes,
all is there.
All is there.
When
all
God is not there, I don't.
Nothing. You have nothing.
I really don't. I cannot qualify. But me, I know when God is there.
Yes.
When God is not there, I cannot qualify.
And
because every couple has his menu and it's a package.
Yes. And in your book, there is a chapter she has written about you. You know, it's been a while since I had yeah, it's been a while actually. A woman talk boldly about her husband like that, calling you a man of integrity. God, let me just read. Allow me. This is what the wife wrote. You gave her a chapter?
Not me, but my cousin was helping me with the book.
Yes.
I told her I want my wife to have a space in the book.
Yes.
Where she can say something. So I surprised her. I said, listen, you have to write something because I cannot have this book without your contribution. She said, are you sure? I said, yes. You're not going to be afraid?
Yeah.
I told her, there's nothing which will make me afraid anymore. There's no more Karen in the market.
Yes.
So for 20 years, listen.
She said, it's titled The Man I Am Through Her Eyes. A responsible father and a husband, he takes responsibility for his family with all his heart. The well-being of his family comes first. Among many other examples, he had to resign twice from his well-paying job for family consolidation. There are actually 2 pages, but you guys go read the rest. How does that make you feel?
I'm bold and privileged to be with her.
Yeah.
And I want to be grateful to God to have allowed me to meet her and to be with us in this channel.
Yes. So,
you know, I become very emotional.
Yeah.
So I have to make sure that every word I say has a lot of weight because she has a huge value for me.
Yeah.
And she's very precious to my heart.
What has kept you two for 20 years?
The fear of God. I used to tell her, you know, when you're in Sunday school and you're a youth group or youth classes, you are taught to fear God. And one of the teacher in Sunday school used to say, if you fear God only where the eyes which know you are around, your fear of God is very cheap.
Ooh, wait. If you only fear God when the eyes that know you are around, your
fear of God is cheap.
Is cheap.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
For the fear of God to have full meaning, you have to fear God where no one
is watching. Integrity.
Then you can know. You know, someone say, if you said no to an offer, then you can talk about it. If you never say no, what are you talking about? And me, I told my wife, I will never do anything which will compromise my faith in God.
So, have the two of you had a perfect marriage? apart from the distance?
I will say we have a marriage which has been designed the way God wanted us to be. Perfection is from God.
It's from
so
God.
I cannot pretend
So
that
with
level.
So with even the normal marriage ups and downs, for you appreciate all that.
You know, one day she told me, if I pass away, don't follow me. Because she knows I don't know how I will survive.
Oh, without her.
So then I tell her, listen, make sure you don't go anywhere. So these are type of conversation we have sometime, and then you know, people sometimes are afraid to talk about death.
Yes.
So, but
many times we are afraid to talk about death. But is that statement true?
In a imagery way,
Yeah.
I don't want her to not be there.
Yes.
She just have to be there. How will she organize herself not to be there? How? Where are we going to go?
With your 3 children.
My kids even describe it better. Yeah. When we talk, one day I told them, listen, if something happened to me, be aware of 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Mom is aware about everything. You should not be worried. They look at me. What are you saying that?
Where are you going?
Just in case of. He said, my daughter said, there is no in case of. We are all here.
Yes.
And we are taking this journey together.
Wow.
The boys say, listen, Dad, that speech, we didn't hear anything.
Ooh, they dismissed
So we
your
just pray
speech,
to God
but
to
you
help
said
us
it,
continue this journey. If something happens, let Him give us strength to still honor Him.
What are you teaching your children? What are some of the values you are teaching your children?
I'm teaching my children to be very serious people in life, first. Secondly, they should not play with education. Third, they are talented, they are gifted. I want to contribute with their mother. We want to contribute to make them shine.
Yeah.
One of my child want to become a chef. Another one want to play football. Another one want to do business.
Yes.
We say, as much as God give us the breath of life, we will be there for you.
To support whatever line of career you want to take. Many people write their autobiographies after retirement. Others even write after someone writes for them after they're gone. What makes you write this before 50?
Before the golden age.
Yeah.
So there's a background to this.
Yes.
My autobiography.
Yes.
Title, The Assessment.
The Assessment of my life. At the service of the people. Why?
My life have been serving people. And that's my call. When my dad passed away a few years ago, the unknown came back to light.
Yeah.
The untold was told. The unseen was seen. And it made me reflect a lot. I projected myself. What is the legacy I want my children to remember?
Yes.
I do not want them to hear my story from somebody else. I want them to hear my story from me, so that it's not diluted through the transmission.
Yes.
And I sat down. I told my wife, I will write so that tomorrow nobody come to change my story.
Wow.
And that's how the book was born. We discussed, I told her that I'm going to write the book. He said, Dad, you have to write. So nice.
They're all excited.
The story of the book, because one of my child told the teacher in school that we were migrants. So nomad.
Yes.
We live places to places.
To places.
Of course, we've lived in many countries. So
You told me 5.
It's 5 plus 2 where we came from.
Oh, yes. With your children.
Yes, with our children, it's only 7.
So you're nomads.
Okay. Then I went to talk about my work to kids who were in grade 2. And they were so happy. They asked a lot of questions. Then the teacher asked me, have you ever thought to write? It's a nice story.
Yes.
I told her, no, please. Then my child brought that conversation all along. I used to listen to it and then I said like, okay.
Yeah.
I pack it somewhere.
Yes.
But the death of my father triggered that if anything happened to me, because our life is in God's hand,
yes,
I do not want my kids to think that the person they saw as their dad is somebody else.
Uh-huh. They get the real story from you.
Yes. Everything I've written, they know it. We talked about it. And before the book went public,
yeah,
they got the copy. It's in English and French.
Yeah.
So they got to read it. They were so happy.
Wow.
So my wife told me, now we have a huge responsibility because our life.
Why should I read this book as someone who doesn't even know you?
If you're interested to read autobiography.
Yes.
If you're interested to be inspired by people's life story,
yeah,
experience, sharing. My book has a part of Christian testimony. As a witness, I want to testify my Christian life.
Yes.
And I've demonstrated that you can be a Christian in the society without compromising yourself.
Yes.
And if you're interested in reading, why not?
Why not? You will be inspired through someone else's story. And you also talk a lot about your career in logistics and supply chain management, and even give tips. Where did that passion come from?
Like I've
Your
said,
mother.
My mom. My mom, and then when I went to school, to university, I understood that the things my mother was telling me to do, in fact, there is science behind it.
Yeah.
And my mother never did supply chain management. She never went to class to learn about a container.
Yes.
But she could make sure that a container reach a place to another.
To another.
Yes. So, my mom.
The passion came from your mom.
My mom. I look up to my mother a lot because some people say I'm a copy of my mom. So
your mama's boy.
It brought me into trouble in family.
Yes.
So you see, with the divorce, the separation, when you got this side, you're like your mother. You got this side, you're like your mother. You're like, okay, why not like my dad? Okay. I never saw somebody say you're like your parents.
Yes.
It's always you're like your mom or you're like your dad. Never, people don't say you're like your parents.
But you now followed even her career path and all that.
So I'm sure she'll see this and she'll be happy.
Wow. She is proud of you, right?
I hope so.
How did you reconnect with siblings? Because you also mentioned your sister a lot, Nicole.
Yes. She's a very special person. Uh-huh. She's straight and she doesn't give space to nonsense.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, that's you don't bring crap to her. Uh-huh. Oh no. So because she went very far from home at a young, early age, and she succeeded. So I wanted to join.
Yeah.
That pathway of success, and
so you became close.
God has helped us to help our brothers and children.
Yes.
Our brothers and sisters to look at us. And be lifted.
To be lifted.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you. I know we haven't shared everything that is in this book because we want you to go get yourself a copy, either in French or in English, right?
Yes.
Because he talks about his testimony, Christian values, and you told me when you're in Kenya you go to NPC.
Yes. Since 1997.
It's now CTAM.
Okay.
You have to accept.
Apologies.
You have to accept it's now CTAM.
I accept.
Uh-huh.
But you know, there's a history. So as people of NPC,
Yes.
Valley Road,
Yeah.
you know the Matatu 46?
Yes.
No choice. From Kawangware downtown.
It goes to Kawangware, but you're light at NPC Valley Road. Yeah.
And if you take it in the morning, there's a price at that time. And if you take it after 3 p.m., there's a price.
It keeps changing.
Yes.
It keeps changing. So you talk about your Christian values. And before we conclude on this, I just want you to touch on the advice you've given this generation.
Yes, I wanted
Generation
my
of
book,
young people.
Yes, I wanted my book also to give a message for tomorrow's future generation.
Yes.
To understand about the engagement, the determination, the leadership.
Yes.
We want the next generation to build more leaders.
Yes.
We are aware they say leaders are made.
Yes.
Right? I saw it at the entrance.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we're in the right place. So I want, my message really is for the new generation.
Yes.
We want more leaders.
Yeah.
So that the society can have a lot of role models.
Yeah.
So that we want to have many of us be replicated.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you also touch on the village. You want us to reimagine our villages. I really loved that point, that we should not neglect our villages. Why do you say that?
Because the village is the base of the people.
Yeah.
What people say here, kwa ground, the different. You know, I watch a lot of news, huh? So, isn't it?
Yes.
I don't know if it has the same meaning.
I'm just happy because that's the only Kenyan thing you've said.
So I'm happy then.
Kwa ground vitu ni different.
That's
so
what I hear.
village is the ground.
Yes.
We should invest in the villages.
Yes.
And he even gives suggestions on how, I think this book should be read by leaders, people who have influence even in these villages and in our communities, to know what to do. Wow. Thank you so much for the conversation we've had. Where do we get your book?
My book is on, I don't know if I can mention.
Yes, you should
on
mention.
Amazon.
Uh-huh.
So you can buy a digital copy, you can buy a hard copy you order.
Yeah.
So far, that's where the book is for the moment.
So far, the book is only...
If you Google the title, you have it immediately.
You need to Google the assessment of my life at the service of my people.
This is the French version.
Oh, this is the French version.
Yes.
The assessment of my life. Say it in French, please.
L'enseignement de ma vie au service du peuple.
Ooh.
The assessment of my life at the service of the people.
Of the people.
You see, the French interpretation of assessment is different.
Okay.
Because assessment is not enseignement in French. Assessment is evaluation.
Evaluation.
You see?
Okay.
Yes.
Still the same. Evaluation, assessment. Okay. So it's by Patrick Efinda.
Yes.
Your
ma'am.
third name, you mentioned.
Kaso.
Yeah, Kaso. Yes. If you Google that and Amazon, you'll get yourself a copy of the book, either digital or hard copy, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time. And thank you for giving us some insights and lessons through your life. I am encouraged that if you've gone through that, I haven't gone through half of moving from one country to another, and even having to stay away with from your spouse and children for 10 years. That should have been hard. But you're here happy, optimistic, full of faith. We thank God for you.
Amen.
So thank you so much for your time. May God bless you. And we hope that you reach out and get yourself a copy of this book to get so much more than what we have shared. Thank you for watching as well. God bless you. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.